Assalamu alaikum and welcome to SM Public Academy Campus 5. So, how are you all doing? I hope all the students are doing good and I welcome all the grade 4 students to English language class. I am your teacher Ms. Saba Arif. But before I begin the class, I would like to remind you all that you have to take care of all the necessary SOPs during the COVID-19 virus. And not only that you have to take care of the SOPs, but you have to stay home and stay safe. And also, people around you, your mother, your siblings, your father, and anybody around you, you have to take care of them and help them, okay, during this crucial time. You all are grown-ups now, and definitely, we at the school, all the teachers, your principal, we all look forward to see your smiling and shining faces back to school once the COVID-19 virus is over. So, keep praying, keep studying hard, and keep focusing on your studies and stay healthy. So, let's begin our lesson for today. What are we going to do today in English language? But first, what did we do last time? Do you people remember the last lecture? Yes, we did the present continuous tense in our last lecture. So, our topic for today is past continuous tense. Okay, now, as you all know, that there are three types of tenses: the present tense, the past tense, and the future tense. Now, if I define you the tenses, definitely the past tense tells us about things that have happened in the past. The present tense tells us about the things that are going on in the present. Any action that is occurring right now or is happening right now, it comes in the present tense. And anything that will come in the future that has not happened yet and it is still to happen, that is called the future tense. Okay. So there are three types of tenses as you all know. And today we will be focusing on the past tense. Okay, that is the past continuous tense. Now, if we talk about the past continuous tense, first I need to remind you that you have already done the past indefinite tense, or what you call the simple past tense. What is a simple past tense? Do you remember, children? What is a simple past tense? How many of you can tell me what is a simple past tense? A simple past tense is a tense that tells us about something that has happened in the past. Okay, any action, any event that has happened in the past is stated in the past tense. Okay, if I tell you the definition, it will be a tense that expresses an action that has happened previously or in the past time. It's called a past tense. Okay, so today we will be doing the past continuous tense. Now, as you all know, continuous, as from its very alphabet we can understand continuous is derived from the word continue means something that is going on. So when we are talking about the past continuous tense, actually we are referring to something that is going on continuously. Okay, but at what time? For that, let's look at the definition. What is a past continuous tense? Let's read the definition together. The past continuous tense describes an action that was in progress at a specific time in the past. So, what you have to understand here is that first of all, it's going to describe an action that was. That means it is a thing of the past, okay? It is not happening right now. It was. And what was it? It was in progress. That is, it was in continuity at a specific time in the past, but now definitely it has ended, okay? So that is what is a past tense. A past tense refers to a continuing action that was happening in the past. Okay? Getting my point, children? Here you have to add an ing to show the continuity of the tense, but you should remember that it is in the past. Okay? Now you have to make sure that you don't mix the present continuous and the past continuous together, okay? Because present is something that is happening right now and past is that was happening before, okay? These are two different types of tenses. So if I look at the picture here of these children, and if I say all of this was happening in the playground today in the morning, so how can I describe this? Definitely, I can say that the children were playing in the park. Okay, were playing in the park. This shows that it was something that was happening before. Okay, and the boy was swinging on the swing. Okay, and the little boy in yellow and blue shirt was sitting on the merry-go-round or the round and round jumping bed. Okay, so this is how we are going to describe it. Let's look at the structure. The past continuous tense. If I'm making a positive sentence with the past continuous tense, that is, if I am talking about a positive or an affirmative sentence, a yes sentence. So my structure will be subject plus was or were plus verb and ing. Okay, now was and were. When we use was and when we use were, let me tell you this one thing. The was and the were depends on the subject. If the subject is a singular noun, that is he, she, it, I, then it's always going to be was. But if the subject is plural, that is if I have we or they in the subject, or the children or the guests, anything that is in plural, then I'm going to put were. Okay, I'm either going to put was or I'm either going to put were. If my subject, that is if my person, here my subject here is a singular, then I'll have put was. If my subject is plural, I will put were. And then I'm going to put the first form of verb always. Okay, not the second, not the third, but I'm always going to put the first form of the verb with the ing, because ing shows that it is a continuous tense. So let's look here at the first example. She was cooking all the morning. So she is my subject, was is my helping verb, cooked is my first form of the verb, and ing is the continuous tense, all the morning. So she was cooking all the morning. This is my positive sentence. Now look at the negative sentences. Negative is a sentence which shows negativity, or that is not a positive sentence. Again, we will have the subject. We are going to put was and were. As I told you that if the subject is singular, we will put was. If the subject is plural, we will put were. Then we will add not, because not will show that this is a negative sentence, plus the first form of the verb and ing. Let's look at this example. She was not sleeping when he came home. So she is my subject, was is my singular, she is a singular noun, so I'm going to put was. Not is I'm adding because it's negative sentence. Sleep is my first form of the verb with the ing. So she was not sleeping when he came home. And again, if you look at all the morning, when he came home, all these things are that have happened in the past. Okay, these are not present tenses. If we are making a question in the past continuous tense, so how are we going to make a question? Let's look at this example. We're going to begin the question with was or were. Because my subject is she is a singular noun, so I will put was. Was she sleeping when he came home? So was she, and then again my first form of the verb with ing. When he came home, and a question mark. The question mark shows that this is a question. So was she sleeping when he came home? So these are the three different structures of forming a past continuous tense sentence. Okay. I hope it's clear. But what you have to make sure always is you have to check the subject, and then you have to make sure if you have put was and were correctly. Okay. The common mistake that children make is that you people put the wrong was and were. If it's a singular subject, if it's I, he, she, it, or a name of any one person, Ali, Asma, Huda, or Fahim, any name, then you're always going to put was. And if it's more than one person, that is two people, or more than two, or they or we, then we're always going to put were. Okay, and always use the first form of the verb with the ing, because ing shows that it is a continuous tense. Okay, let's move on. Past continuous tense. Past continuous tense is to describe an action or activity going on at some time in the past. Okay. So look at this first picture. I was speaking to my younger brother. I, because the subject is singular, so I'm going to use was here. I was speaking. Speak is my first form of the verb with ing. So I was speaking to my younger brother. Okay. Look at the second picture. The boys were going to school. So the boys, because now my noun is plural, it's boys. So I will write were going. Okay, were and go is my first form of the verb with ing. The boys were going to school. Okay, let's move on. Now, how to recognize the tense? If you have to recognize the tense and you have a sentence in Urdu, then there is a very simple recognition. Look at these sentences. हम हॉकी खेल रहे थे. वो गाना गा रहा था. अम्मी नमाज पढ़ रही थीं. Now the रहे थे, रहा था and रही थीं. Look here, रहे थे, रहा था, रही थीं. All these things will actually, all these ending letters will help you recognize the tense, okay? If the tense is ending with the, tha and thi along with rahe, raha, rahi, or it can also be rahi, then it will be the past continuous tense. Okay, so this is how you can recognize a sentence in Urdu, and you can very clearly tell if it's a past continuous tense. Okay. Okay, so what were they doing? Now here I've put were. Why? Because definitely I'll be showing you different pictures and different people or different children will be doing different things. So let's see what were they doing. Okay, if you look at these children first, what were they doing? This girl was watching the tablet. This boy was reading a book. This boy here with the brown hair was using the laptop. And this girl here was playing on the laptop. And the ma'am was reading a letter. So these are all the different children that are doing different things. Okay, and they are using every time the past continuous tense. Okay, let's look at some more pictures. So look at this man. I was washing my car when the accident happened. So what was the man doing? He was washing the car. Now it's a singular person, so it's I was. Okay, I'm using was here. Wash is the first form of the verb with ing. So I was washing my car when the accident happened. Happened shows that this thing has happened in the past. Okay, let's move on. Past continuous tense, another example. Let's look here. John and Sarah were attending a meeting. Now it's John and Sarah. There are two people, okay? John and Sarah. So John and Sarah, because there are two people, so we are going to put were. Were attending. Attend is the first form of the verb with ing, attending a meeting, okay? Let's look at this third picture. I was having coffee. So I is a singular noun. Definitely we will use was. Have is the first form of the verb with ing. She was eating ice cream. So she is again a singular noun. So it will be was eating ice cream. Okay. And all these things are in the past. Okay. Because this is a timeline and it shows that this is now. That means this is present. So all these things happened at 10 a.m. That is in the past. Okay. So let's look at this picture. What were they doing yesterday? What was he doing yesterday? What was this boy doing yesterday? He was having an exam at 2:55 yesterday. So he was having an exam. What were they doing at the weekend? Now these boys, look at these boys. They were playing football, okay? So I'm going to say they were playing football because it's more than two people. What was he doing last night? He was watching television. So what was he doing? He was watching television. What was he eating yesterday? Now that there's a man here, and what was he doing yesterday? He was eating a hot dog yesterday. What were they doing last weekend? They were camping in the forest. So they were camping. What was he doing last night? He was doing homework. So it's a single person. He was doing homework. What were they doing last weekend? They were planting a tree. So they were planting a tree. What was she doing yesterday? She was riding a bike in the park. She was riding, okay, because it's a single girl, so she was riding. So let's look at all the nouns together, verbs together. Having an exam, playing football. He was having an exam. They were playing football. He was watching TV. He was eating a hot dog. They were camping in the forest. He was doing homework. They were planting a tree. She was riding a bike in the park. Okay, is that clear? Let's move on. Now look at some more sentences here. They were playing basketball after school now, but they were always going to use were, okay? First form of the verb ing. He was eating food. He, with he, we are going to use was. The rain was raining tonight because it's the rain. We're talking about one rain, so was raining. She was not watching the movie. So with she, we are going to use was, and it's a negative sentence, so was not. Okay, she was not watching a movie. They were going to the library. So with they, we are going to use were because it's a plural noun. Going again, first form of the verb with ing. He was doing a great job. With he, we are going to use was. Do again, first form of the verb with ing. I was not writing a letter. So I was, because I single person again, was not writing a letter. My television was not working properly. So my television wasn't, it's my one person, so wasn't working properly. We were celebrating a festival. So with we, because it's more than one person, so it will be we were celebrating. Okay, the teacher was teaching in the class. So the teacher, because we're talking about one teacher, so we will say the teacher was teaching. Okay, one single person. So again, if you look all of these examples with they again here, with we, it's only we are using verb with they and we, otherwise with he, with any single thing that's happening, with she, with I, with my, or if it's the name of a person, the teacher or anything, we always use only was. Again, if you look at all the verbs here, children, look, play. Play is the first form of the verb with ing, okay? Eat. Eat is the first form of the verb with ing. What are the second and third form? Eat, ate, eaten, okay? So I'm using eat here, okay? I'm not using ate. Again, rain, the second form is rained and rained. So I'm not using rained here. I'm using only rain, okay? Raining. Watch. Watch is the first form of the verb again. Watching. Go. What is the second and third form? Go, went, gone. Right? So I'm only not using went and gone. I'm only using go. Go with the ing. Do. Do again. Do is do, did, and done. So I'm only using do. Do with ing. Okay. Everywhere I'm using only the first form of the verb. Write. Write is again my first form of the verb. Okay, because it's write, wrote, and written. So I'm using only write, writing. Wasn't working, work. Work is again the first form of the verb. So work is used with ing, that is working. Celebrate. Celebrate is again my first form of the verb. Teach. Teach is again my first form of the verb here. So you have to understand the rules. That is, there are only basic two rules. First, you have to make sure that you have to use was or were. If you are using was, then your subject has to be a singular noun, okay? And if you're using were, then your subject is supposed to be plural. Second thing, you will always use the first form of the verb with ing to make it a continuous tense. So I hope it is very clear to everyone how to make a present continuous, a past continuous tense, okay, and also a present continuous tense, because we did that last time. So inshallah in the next class we will be doing the future continuous tense, but you have to make sure that you keep practicing the present and the past continuous tenses at home. Try to make sentences of your own, okay, and check them. Okay, have you used the was and the were correctly, and have you put ing with the first form of the verb, okay? So I hope today's lesson is clear to everyone. If there is any question, any query, anything you want to ask me, you can always ask me on the Google Classroom. Take care of yourself, stay home, stay safe. And from my side, Allah Hafiz.